All right, we're excited about the opportunity to get back out and play again, and we got a great opportunity this weekend to win our 7th game. Obviously, last week's performance was unacceptable to everybody, our fans, our players, our coaches, everybody. So we're moving forward. Had a great practice Sunday to start the week off, and again, we're excited about another opportunity. That's a great thing about football. Most weeks you go on to the next week and have a chance to go out there and play again. So we're going to embrace this chance to again win our 7th game of the year, and we're going to have a good practice this week, and we're going to respond well and go out and play a good Saturday. Well, I think anytime that's what you put on the field, then it hurts, and it should. And if it doesn't, there's a problem with that. So. I'm talking to a lot of our players. I think that, again, they're all excited about the opportunity to go out and get another chance to play this Saturday. And so we'll have a good week of practice, and they'll respond well. And we'll move on and again, try to get better as a football team this week. Obviously, everybody knows what a phenomenal football player he was here and what he did for Auburn University. And let me go on the record as saying what a phenomenal man he is. And he's a great Auburn man, and what he did for this university and what he means to the fans, what he means to this university. I'm thrilled for him to be celebrated in this way. It's their last game of the season, and he's playing it here at his alma mater, and I'm just excited for him because there's nobody that deserves it more. And so it'll be a great day for him and his family. I know a lot of his teammates. I know a lot of those guys, former teammates, will be coming back, which will be a great celebration for them. And again, it doesn't get any better than that. It couldn't happen to a better guy. Rhett's an extremely bright young football coach, and he's doing a great job as the offensive coordinator there. They're averaging about 400 yards a game, and they're really doing well. And I think it was a great hire by Coach Sullivan. I think Rhett, again, is a future star in this business. Just getting a chance and an opportunity to go to, a place like Sanford which is kind of like the SEC of their level. It's really neat that he's able to go there and run the offense and give them a chance to succeed, which they played some really good football this year. So I'm proud for Rhett. I'm glad for him, and he's doing a great job, just like I thought he would. Well, we've got so many young guys that have played already. We'll rotate those guys in there, but Jermaine Whitehead's playing a ton of football. Robinson Parisi has played a lot of football, not quite as much as Jermaine. You got Jonathan Mincy, who's really played a lot. Chris Davis, who's played a lot. So those guys will all step up to the plate, and they have to. But it's a shame T-Bell was playing. He's playing good, and but we got a lot of guys to step up and choose from, and they just got to step up and take their game to the next level. We'll let them battle it out. Okay. We'll let them battle it out during the week and see who really has the best week of practice, and that's the great thing about having several guys, the competition that comes out of it. So we'll evaluate them as the week goes, and we'll make that decision closer to game time. Okay. I think one of the common denominators Philip, is that, when something negative has happened, usually a turnover of some sort or a big play versus the defense, we've got a hard time coming out of that. It's been a kind of it's just been a tailspin, that's been hard for us to get out of. And, it's happened on both sides of the ball. There's not one side of the ball where it's, this issue is just with the offense or this issue is just with the defense. If you look at both sides of the ball, the common denominator offensively is usually turnovers, and the common denominator defensively is usually explosive plays versus a defense. And I think both of those things on the road against really good teams, you got to be able to come out of those tailspins, and we haven't been able to do that. Oh, I think, Philip, no question about it. I think I got to be prepared, at all times with anybody on my staff to, may have opportunities, you know, at other places. So, you know, that's what you got to do as a head coach. You always have to be a step ahead with the possibilities out there. Yeah, you know, always in my mind, I have several. You know, you have several guys right now that you know, that you'd have in the back of your mind. You know, you can do that kind of thing in the off season, and you know, you prepare, you know, in advance for, you know, who those guys might be. And so we don't spend a lot of time thinking about it during the season, but certainly in the off season and things of that nature, that you always have a plan. The message was twofold. Number one, Demetrius is a very talented young man, but the message was simply, you got to play better. And if you don't play better, it doesn't matter who you are, you know, the next guy will come in and take your spot, and we don't have any problem with that. You know, Demetrius played much better this past week, you know, so whether it was that or whether it wasn't, the other thing when that happens right now is I want to see, you know, how they respond to it. And, you know, he practiced hard, he worked hard, but really the message is not anything other than we're going to play who we think is playing the best right now. At that point in time, that's what we thought. You got to address the issues. You know, you've got to point out to your team when we were not good. Why was that? And so you can't just move on. You know, once you're done segmenting every part of the film with the offense, defense, and special teams that points out, you know, why something was or was not successful, collectively, when you're done with that, then you move on. And so we spent a lot of time with that Sunday, and then we went out Sunday night and, you know, worked on the corrections that we thought we needed to, you know, that we needed to start, you know, with at the beginning of the week, which is Sunday, to get those, you know, problems, you know, addressed. So, but we always point those out. We don't ever move on to the next thing until that's done. It's a tough league, Philip. You know, that's what all our guys signed up for. And, you know, there's no substitute for experience, and we all know that. And, you know, as I told our players Sunday, you know, the younger guys, like the Gabe Wrights of the world, you know, this journey that they're on of 4 years, they're going to be able to look back and tell the story. You know, they're going to be able to tell the story of the great wins they had their freshman year against the South Carolinas and the Floridas of the world. And they're going to be able to tell the story of the very disappointing losses that we suffered as well. And, you know, it's a tale of two stories. So they're going to be able to tell them both. So you've got to live through those experiences. You can't, you know, as we know, there's no substitute for it. And those young guys right now are getting a ton of experience. And the reality of it is that we're playing a lot of guys that, you know, it's going to be really good for them down the road in the future. And they're playing, you know, if not the toughest schedule in the country, one of the toughest. So every week, that's what you're going to get. I mean, you know, that's what you get in this league. So, hey, they got to line up and play. No excuses, no anything. They got to line up and play. And so the experience that they're getting right now is invaluable for, you know, for where they want to be down the road. All the young guys I'm referring to. I want to win our 7th football game. That's what I want to do. I want to win our 7th football game. I want to play much better than we did last week. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. And I want to get an opportunity to get back on the field again and play. And I think our team feels the exact same way. And but we got one goal in this room, united, and that is that we're going to go out and work really hard to get our 7th win. Yeah, I think that's a great point, Philip, because I think that is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle. And you know, part of the victories that we had last year when things didn't seemingly look like they were going very well, you know, you have a lot of guys that have been through a lot of peaks and valleys in their career. And, you know, when you have guys that are experienced with going through the peaks and valleys, that means that you have experience with guys that have been in the valley and they know how to get back up to the peak. So I don't think any question leadership is a huge, huge element. You know, when you come to these type of games that we're going to see, we're going to get in more of them. And we certainly, you know, we need more leadership. I don't think there's any question about that. But leadership starts with me and our coaches. And so We all have to do a better job of that.